Some new from Chuck Brown band right here. It's called Summertime.
Say what? I can't hear you. Leo, we in the summertime.
That's 1, 2, 1, 2.
No way.
Everybody. Cut it, Dan.
For the summertime.
Everybody, we want to thank everybody for coming out for this special, special day. Why is this day special? Well, you in the secret garden in historic Anacostia, where 3 people from the community own 3 historic pieces of property and a secret garden that's for the community so we can continue to do great things like this. And it's because of great people like you and people like Phil Purnell and the Office of Youth Programming who've done events back here that gave us the privilege of convincing people why this should happen. So we appreciate everybody who continues to support the Secret Garden. But most importantly, we appreciate the young people who are out here today who are fighting for statehood. You know, we see a lot of things on TV every day, and they don't look too encouraging. But some of the things that Phil Purnell and Thiene Freeman and OYP showed me that our young people have spoken about and have articulated of why we should have statehood gives me confidence that we will be in good hands. You know, we can't just watch what's on the news. We got to show what we're seeing today, because what's happening in our community is young people get a lot of attention for doing what's wrong. So we got to give them a platform of getting attention for doing what's right. And if we don't give them the platform, then they're going to continue to play games like Grand Theft Auto, right? They're going to continue to do anything they can on social media to get a like, because we're not giving them a chance to be liked by doing something that they should do and having the same opportunities that we had as children. Just think about it. We had the student government. We had the choir. We had the chess club. I'm not even going to get to the sports, right? I'm getting to all the things that we had. No matter what you wanted to do, it was something for you. You didn't just have to be an athlete. And we had to bring those platforms back so our young people can get pushed up and elevated by using their naturally born talents that they were given from you and God, right? So without further ado, I want to say one more thing is I encourage everybody to get vaccinated. I encourage all young people. I'm taking my daughter tomorrow to get vaccinated because, you know, a lot of people put things on the internet. Like, I talk to young people sometimes, they say, oh, if you put the cell phone to your arm, it's going to stick to your arm. I said, well, try it. Let me see that happen. You know, and then they say, what was up? There's a chip in it. They putting a chip in you, you know. But people out here smoking hookah. They eating food. They don't know what's in it. I mean, we eating seedless watermelons, and we talking about a vaccine. You understand what I'm saying to you? We eating seedless watermelon, and we talking about a vaccine. Something wrong with a vaccine, right? That a sister made who would not let Donald Trump push her to put it out. She said, no, I'm going to do this Moderna, the one I got. I'm going to do this Moderna right. I'm rolling with the sister. This is the year of the sisters. The sisters got it right, and we rolling with them. I got the Moderna in my arm. You hear me? So without further ado, I'm going to bring up my favorite young band, my mentee, and my mentees back here, the young guns who are going to be performing at the Kennedy Center, right? At the Kennedy Center on Millennium Stage on the 21st. Also, I want to announce real quick, next on the 14th, we got K. Michelle free concert at the Gateway Pavilion, Junkyard Band, Mumbo Sauce Reunion. We got young talent from all over the city, from New York, from Philly, from Baltimore, all performing free at the Gateway Pavilion. Brought to you by Don't Mute DC, Events DC, Checker Enterprise, and the Go-Go Museum. And it's going to be special. So make sure when we put everything out Monday, y'all get y'all tickets because they're going to go fast. It's free. All right? And then we got Skating in the Park, Anacostia Park, on the 15th. That's free too. The Chuck Brown Band. The Chuck Brown Band and T.O.B. once again performing live at the skating ring. And we got all the skaters. What's the name of that skate club, Tree? what's it called, the Roller Wing Productions, all the skate teams gonna be down there. Bring your children. We giving our people something to live for, something to come together about, and we can do it safely, and we can demand that it happens safely. All right. So without further ado, my young guy, Chris from T.O.B. I love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
See, before all these go-go cats start getting into doing positive stuff, me and this guy was producing short films with Checking Enterprises, right? On K2, stopping K2, on when will Black Lives Matter to us, like holding ourselves accountable to, not just when the Ku Klux Klan is doing something to us, but us holding out. See, he was doing this over 5-6 years ago when it wasn't cool to do it. So that's why I roll with this guy. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Too. Thank you, Mo, man. As you said, we've been doing this. Too. Shout out to my man, Brian Mo, man. We are the T.O.B. band from Washington, D.C., straight from Washington, D.C., Northeast, that is, too. We've been established since 2004. We also are go-go community activists, too, as well. You can follow us on Instagram at T.O.B. Bandit Show. You can also go to our website, tobbanditshow.com, for all, like, the latest updates of what we play, our merch, and, you know, just the latest updates of T.O.B. too. You can follow me at Lil Chris T.O.B. on Instagram. I'm the lead talking owner, too.
Through drought and famine, natural disaster, my baby has been around for me. Kingdoms have fallen, angels be calling, none of that could ever make me leave, yeah. Every time I look into your eyes, I see it. You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. And when we're making love, your cries that can be heard from far and wide. It's only the two of us, yeah. And everything I need's between those thighs. Every time I look into your eyes, You're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh, who could have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah. Don't you love when I come around? Oh yeah. Build you up, then I take you down. Yeah, yeah. Don't you love when I come around? Build you up, then I say you. Ooh, who would have thought I'd get you? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh, EMCEE, y'all. Yeah. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. We out of T.O.B, man. A little bit of monsters, though. Before we get in the groove, gotta still warm this body up. Let's get it. Check it Enterprise, yeah. My main man, Ramo. Let's go. Gotta stop that opiate use, y'all. Y'all pick the kids up. They the future, y'all. I'm here to tell you, they the future, y'all. Bravo. All right. We gotta uplift the community, uplift the kids, y'all. We gotta make sure they dream big. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Come on, y'all, bring the music back. Come on. Let's go. Check it Enterprise. All right. Let's go. One more time, T.O.B. Get funky with it. Yeah. Let's go. Special shout out to my main man, Mo. Make over forever. Don't do DC. Side to side, let's go. Front, back, side, side. Come on, front, back, side, side. Let's get it. Front, back, side, side. Front. Last time, y'all, you hear me? Bring the music back. All right, hold it. It's outside. This one of our original music right here. Let's go. Check it in the prize. Where he at? The Coco, my man Moby, the Coco, oh T.O.B, the Coco, oh Southside, the Coco, oh War A, come on, oh War A, downtown Anacostia, yeah, the go, let's go team. Original music. T.O.B bang. Yeah. Oh, we the the Coco. Hey, hey, hey. The Coco. Check it in the prize, me. The Coco. Hey, hey, me. The Coco. Yeah. Coco. Yeah. Coco. I want A.D. Coco. Downtown Anacostia. Coco. Yeah. Yeah. Go red. Rubber slit. Well, in the Coco. Check it in the crowd. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, stop that. Over to you. She got it going red. Let's get it. Well, in the Coco. Go back. I think my man Rambo, yeah. Oh, check it in the prize. You know who you are. Yeah. And cornbread. We're slim. We are the T.O.B. You go download this right now on all platforms. Some new the Coco. Cause cornbread, that's right. Well, in the Coco. Oh, yeah. We are the T.O.B. Straight from Washington, D.C. See, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. What's up, y'all? It's T.O.B. Come on, T. Here you cornbread. There you go, no break. Hey, down to DC. Go. Where we at? We not just a band, we a band that shows. Hey, T! Hey, T! Yeah! Yo! Old school. MC. Check it in the press. You ready? We gonna do this old school. Old school. Here we go. Before I let go. Yeah. Right before I let go. Yeah. Right before I let go. Y'all ready? Bop, 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 bop. Hey, 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 hey. Bop, bop, bop. Hey, 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 hey. Bop, bop, bop. Hey, 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 hey. Bop, bop, bop. Hey, hey. Old school. Old school. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh y'all remember this? When y'all was probably in high school. Probably had a nice little date. That was before, way before rap music, y'all. It was way before rap music, y'all. This was the type of music your parents and your mom and them listen to. I swear to God. Listen. Say that I do love you, but it's alright. Alright. Remix. A T.O.B. style. Hey, 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 hey. I love you, I love you. Hey, 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 hey. I love you, yeah. Hey. I love you. Hey, 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 hey. I love you. Hey. Sing it if you know the words. Hey. My little baby. I love you so. And I can't go without your love. Say, why don't you listen to me? I'm begging on my hands and knees. Hey, D.A., let's go. Hey, well, alright, okay. I mess with you the long way. Alright, okay. I mess with you the long way. Alright, okay. I mess with you the long way. Alright. A team, the sound of back fool. This one right here is another original. You can go download this on all platforms. Sitting at the bar, that is. By the T.O.B. band. T.O.B. A T. Let's get it.
Sitting at the bar, waiting on you.
All drinks on me. All drinks on me. Let's get it.
Sitting at the bar, waiting on you.
All drinks on me. All drinks on me. Hey, T, let's go.
Sitting at the bar, waiting on you.
All drinks on me. All drinks on me.
Sitting at the bar, waiting on you.
All drinks on me. Hey, all drinks on me. Original music, look. I was chilling in the party tonight. I better get the crank in your system. And we be at the club tonight. Hey, I said you better get twisted. Oh, we the crank in the bounce. Oh, we the crank in the bounce. Well, everybody get twisted. Oh, we the crank in the bounce. Well, everybody get twisted.
Sitting at the bar.
Hey. So shout out to my main man Ramo. Check it in the prize. What? Hey. Hey. It's on me, Big G style. Look, let's learn to have fun. Let's put down the guns. Let's learn to have fun now. Let's put down the guns. Let's learn to have fun. Let's put down the guns. Let's learn to have fun. Yeah. Y'all know what it is. It's right. Sit back, relax, and let your conscience be free. We rolling with the sounds of the T.O.B. Come on. Like I said, you know get this song on all platforms. And T, it's all about food.
Sitting at the bar.
Before we go, come on. Oh, shut your mouth.
It's about that time. I know you bouncing.
Go, hey. Once again.
I know you bouncing.
Hey.
I know you bouncing.
Before we go, y'all. Hey. It's all out of time. Hey. Here. Hey, T.O.B, we cutting up. Hey. T.O.B, we cutting up. T.O.B, we cutting up. T.O.B, we cutting up.
Whoa, yeah.
That's all our time, right? That's all our time. That's all our time, man. Thank everybody that had us. Thank all of the organizations that had something to do with this, that had T.O.B. Always thank you to my mentor, Ron Moulton. Been doing so much for me for so many years. I love this man dearly. I'm going to hand it over to my man right here, Ron Moulton.
All right, let's give him another round of applause, y'all. whenever we have young people to get the mic and know what to do with it, because there's a lot of people who have the mic that are very destructive with it. This thing about all the songs on the radio where they saying Percocet, Percocets. My Draco's undefeated. I mean, this is what our young people listen to every day. The radio station had one commercial saying, stop the violence, and then the next song is talking about Percocets, and my Draco, which is the most high-powered weapon out here, is undefeated. So that's what we competing against, y'all. So that's why, once again, what we doing today is so important. And that's why when we have young people who get back and understand the importance of having some substance on the stage and being responsible on the stage is very, very important. We want to move forward with the program, and I'm bringing this young man up, this genius up, Ty Hobson-Powell, who graduated from high school at 13, college at 15, got his master's degree at 17, and now is a program analyst at the Department of Youth Programming, right? This guy also is an advocate for statehood and much, much more, but I don't have time to read his whole bio. But I will tell you, you are special, young man, and just know, I want all the young people out here to know you can do the same thing because you are great, you are wonderful, you are magnificent, and God has put something in you, and it's up to you to use it, just like this young brother has, to come back and uplift his people and your family, and most importantly, yourself. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this young man up, and I want to reiterate, please get vaccinated. Please, you're going back to school. You're going to be around a lot of people who are not vaccinated. And if you look at the numbers, the people who are vaccinated, even if they catch COVID, they're not getting very sick. But with this new strain out here, people who are not vaccinated are getting very sick, and some are dying, even some young people. So don't believe the hype, right? Do what's right. Without further ado, I'll bring the genius to the stage.
How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling tonight? There we go. My name is Ty Hobson-Powell. Like he said, all of the academic stuff I feel like is a lesser part of what I do. I'm an organizer, currently a lead organizer with a group called 51 for 51, out here hitting the front lines for statehood. We actually just held up DCA Airport today and got arrested in the spirit of good trouble to make sure that we understand that before the Senate takes their recess, that they understand that we care about statehood here, that we care about voting rights here, and that we're not going to let anything slide. I also serve as the director of policy and the founder for a group called Concerned Citizens DC, which is just out here demanding beyond a new DC, a new America, a new world. You got to understand that something that has been conceptualized without us in mind is going to have consequences where we are not planned for, right? It's going to have eventualities where black people are not intentionally planned into the scheme of things. And so, like I said, we're out here just making sure that we go hard for us and that we continue going. So we're out here for statehood tonight. So I'm going to speak on statehood, very briefly. Washington, D.C. is home to over 700,000 mainly black and brown residents. And, it's no wonder why, with all these black people, maybe they didn't want to include us in that democracy, right? Because we tend to shake things up a little bit, right? And it happens to be no coincidence that for so long, we've been able to be seated in the Capitol around all of the federal power but unable to participate in it. And that now, as Washington, D.C. has seen its chocolate city status dwindle down to some mixed chocolate, right? And we are the least chocolate that we've been in recent memory, that this conversation around statehood is the loudest that it's ever been during my lifetime, right? It's no coincidence. But what I want people to understand is that statehood is for us as well. When we talk about any of the issues that we care about, whether it's something as trivial as medical marijuana, we decidedly came to a conclusion as a locale that we wanted people to be able to buy recreational marijuana because we figured that for what the hassle is worth, we'd rather have them just smoke in peace than be in jail. Now, despite the fact that we came to that conclusion, Congress came in and meddled in our affairs and decided, you know what, we're going to make it illegal for you guys to sell marijuana, making it difficult. And on the back end of that difficulty, who do you think has been the most disproportionately affected? It's the people that look like you and me. It's black and brown people, right? We have had a commitment to women's reproductive health, but we've seen that Congress has meddled in our affairs, stopped us from providing funds for abortions. We saw in the 90s as we were going through crisis that was literally ravaging our neighborhoods in the 80s and 90s, right? That as we wanted to do a needle exchange program, Congress blocked that, right? But on the back end of them unblocking that, we saved lives, right? We saw that we were shorted hundreds of millions of dollars in the CARES Act for COVID because we're not a state and we were regarded as a territory, right? Let me ask y'all this. You think COVID came through D.C. and carried if we were a state or not? Not at all. It came through and affected all of us the same way, but because we're not a state, we missed out on hundreds of millions of dollars. We saw our city used as a staging ground for Donald Trump in a photo op last year on June 1st, where against the will of our local leadership, he was allowed to push back peaceful First Amendment protesters just to take a picture with a Bible, and it was upside down at that, right? So like, when we go through the totality of what it means for D.C., understand that this is not a victimless thing for us not to have statehood. I mean, even as recently as the passing of 6-year-old Nia Courtney, right down here in Southeast, right? The guns that are coming through and that are wreaking havoc here in Washington, D.C. are from other states, from Virginia's, from West Virginia's, Carolinas. But due to our inability to have a seat at the table to have a conversation on the issues that affect us the most, we don't have a representative that can speak to background checks or to red flag laws or to keep these guns out of our cities that are wreaking havoc, again, on our black sons, on our black daughters primarily, right? And so it is on us to really take this charge and to own it, to understand that D.C. statehood is more than political talking points. It is lived marginalization, and that our lives will be better on the back end of being able to come to conclusions as Washingtonians and to pass laws that reflect our local values. And, if you want more information, you can visit 51for51.org. We've been leading the charge alongside DC Vote Here, which is the official citywide mandate to promote statehood. But I really encourage you guys to be fully invested in this fight because DC statehood opens up opportunities for all of us. It's bigger than just having 2 representatives, right? It's billions of dollars that we're leaving on the table from all the traffic that comes in on any given day to go back home, right? It is billions of dollars that we can redirect towards youth services, towards a hand up, not a handout, right? Towards getting some of these rec centers together, some of these elementary schools, some of these middle schools. I know y'all know some schools, some rec centers, some neighborhoods, some communities that can use these billions that we're missing out on. It's time for us now to stand up for that at a time where it means the most. Right now, like I said, we've been able to pass in the House. We're currently waiting on it to pass in the Senate. And it's my hope that we will. It's my hope that beyond Democratic lines, beyond Republican lines, beyond the partisanship that has ruled Washington, that what we see is we see a human rights issue. We see over 700,000 Americans that have all the obligations as the rest of other Americans, but not all the same rights. And we see that they're majority black, right? And in this moment of racial reckoning, as we're proceeding to have conversations about a Breonna Taylor that's all the way in Louisville, right? And a George Floyd that's all the way over there, let's not forget D.C. Let's not forget that right here, we are the living, breathing representation of the reason why America became America in the first place, which is taxation without representation, right? Which is paying into a system that does not pay you back. Now it's time for us to get what we're owed. On the back end of a general election where we delivered a new administration, on the back end of a crucial Senate election that delivered us the majority in the House and the Senate, enough is enough. We've waited for far too long. I'm 26 years old. I had my first child. I'm a proud father now, a month in, right? A month in, got a beautiful baby girl, and I don't want her to inherit this fight, right? I want her to come into a world where she is fully vested with all the rights that God granted her from birth. And that's the reality that we should all be living in. And so, that being said, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pass it off to a representative from the agency, which is my man, Kimry Hughes. Kimry Hughes. Give a round of applause for Kimry Hughes, y'all. Kimry Hughes is one of my mentors. One of my mentors, right? A walking history book. A legend here in this city. His demonstrated advocacy speaks for itself. And like I said, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. This is one of my giants right here. Somebody who I want to give my flowers to, you know what I'm saying, while he can still smell them. So everybody, please give a round of applause for Kimry Hughes.
First and foremost, I want to say good evening to everyone. And thank you, Ty. There's a little joke in the community. I have 3 sons. Son 1, Marcus Batchelor. Son 2, Jamal Holtz. And son 3 is Ty Hobson-Powell.
Now, people say, how you going to say you got 3 sons and don't mention your real son? K3 know he's only son. So I am proud that this young man has stepped into the fight for self-determination. But beyond that, Ty has been a voice. I met Ty about 5 years ago, or 6. And beyond his intellect, his love for community is what always inspires me. And so I'm honored to be called up on behalf of the Office of Youth Programs. I work at Department of Employment Services under the Office of Youth Programs at Marion Barry Youth Leadership Institute. And this year, we celebrate 42 years of MBYLI. That's the vision of a man who understood the need to raise the next generations of advocates and freedom fighters. And he didn't just talk about it, he put his money behind it. And so I'm proud to have been a part of the Institute for now 41 years. And to be able to work with young people. Today was supposed to be the last day of our summer program, but we extended 1 more week. And I can tell you, we have elected a youth government, youth mayors. The new youth government is off the chain. These young people came with ideas. They just didn't talk about thoughts. They have literal plans. They've already met with the Attorney General. They're already meeting with the police department. They're already, and I told them, God, you all gonna make me work hard this summer and this year. And so I'm excited for the people who have participated in the statehood competition. I want to applaud the Anacostia Coordinating Council for their work and being diligent to making sure that the voice of the young people are elevated around this issue. As we know, in any freedom fight, it's the young people that help to elevate the true awareness of what is happening. And so I'm proud we have some of our entrants from the Youth Leadership Institute. I'm looking forward to the announcement of winners. I'm hoping that one of our young people are a major winner. But I am excited for everything that we're doing. I want to thank Phil Pennell, Lamont Mitchell, the whole crew, Stu Anderson, everybody for ACC, because you all have been doing it for decades. And you all have been in the forefront of just about every struggle, every organizing movement that has happened in the city. And I am so proud to be a Ward 8 resident. For those who don't know, I was originally born in Ward 8, and I spent most of my life east of the river between Ward 7 and Ward 8. And so I want to give a hand to the ACC, DC Vote, Janice, and the folks from Free DC, our former state representative, our shadow representative, Franklin Garcia. The fight continues. We've never been this close, and I'm hoping we can put it over the ledge this year. So I'm thanking you all. I'm looking forward to enjoying. I thought I mentioned MBYLI, but I did. So Ty's giving me instructions, right? He's a bossy little dude at times, and I think because he's old soul, he think he can boss me around sometime. But I'm just excited. I guess we're gonna turn it over back to my guy Ty Hobson-Powell, and let's enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm looking forward to the announcement of the winner. Matter of fact, I know I see Michael from DOES and stand up, Mike. Anybody from DOES and Office of Youth Programs here? You know, we take a lot of hits in the media, and we take a lot of hits. But our youth program, our services are superb, and no one in this world can touch the resources and services we put in our community. So thank you, and Ty, it's your show.
Everybody give a round of applause for Kimmy Hughes, y'all. Like I said, this is one of my heroes, you know what I'm saying? And I've never looked up to too many people in real life, right? But just to have an example of a man in the way that Kimmy has been for me, not only as a professional mentor, but just as a friend on the side, definitely somebody that I appreciate. So always thankful to be able to share in moments and be in community with him. Now, we're going to have some words from the Anacostia Coordinating Council Chairman, Lamont Mitchell. Everybody, let's give a round of applause for him and for the Anacostia Coordinating Council for putting all this beautiful event together.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome everybody here. This is a great occasion, and I'm Lamont Mitchell, the chair of Anacostia Coordinating Council. But you know, Phil Pennell is the brains behind the operation. We just work for him. But this is an idea that he has great ideas, and he comes up with them, and he does a great thing with collaboration. But this particular idea came out of a grant from the Statehood grant that we got, and we wanted to have this program in which we invited students from the D.C. public schools to engage in poetry and essay contests. But we were having a lot of problems getting the project off the ground because school was out, and we couldn't really talk to the administrators at the school. But Phil came up with a bright idea. Let's call Kimberly. Let's call the Mayor Barry's Leadership Institute. Let's talk to the director there and see what happened. And wow, did it happen. I mean, it happened in a big way. I think we had, I'm not sure if Phil will give you the numbers, but I know it's way in excess of 50 people who, it's just 50 winners, so it had to be more than 50 people who participated. And we're so happy that we were able to hook up with them. And when we hooked up with the program, Phil made me talk about this a little bit. We talked about, we increased the prizes, so we're not asking the kids just to write and write poetry or do essays. We're going to give them a little something for the scholarship or going back to school, and we're happy to do that. So on behalf of Philip Pennell and myself and Stuart Anderson of Anacostia Coordinating Camp, we welcome you here. It's going to be a great program. If you want some more to eat, get some more to eat. And we're going to announce the winners. And I guess the winners don't even know they won. So we're going to announce them very, very shortly. But we're so happy to partner with the DOES on this project. And we thank you very much for everything you've done for that. Thank you very much.
Let's give a round of applause for the Anacostia Coordinating Council. Like I said, for really putting all this together. Now, without further ado, we're going to have some remarks from the man, the myth, the legend, my brother in this statehood fight, Bo Shuff, who is the executive director of DC Vote, which is the official statehood effort to make DC the 51st state. So everybody, please give it a round of applause for Bo Shuff.
Thank you, Ty, very much. We were going to print actually cards that said official DC statehood, but there's like this typo thing with official going on, so we thought that wouldn't be a good idea. My name is Bo. I'm the executive director of DC Vote. We have existed in this fight for 22 some odd years. I am relatively new to it, and I am grateful for the welcome embrace from the statehood movement. I would be remiss to not mention Anise Jenkins from Stand Up for DC, Free DC, and our shadow representative, Franklin Garcia, who invited me to this movement some 6 years ago now, which blows my mind. And I am thrilled that we get to invite new leaders to this movement through this project and through other projects, because it is absolutely the new leaders and the new spokespeople for statehood that are going to have the impact that we need to have. It's not often that I disagree with Ty, but I'm going to do it just once on a tiny little thing, in that he said we are waiting for the Senate to pass this bill. And that's just not right. Nobody's waiting for anything. And I know that Ty knows this because he's certainly not waiting for it. DC Vote is involved with efforts across the country to make sure that America knows what it means to lack statehood, to know what it means to have 435 members of Congress, none of whom we sent there, decide our laws and overturn our laws. To have another 100 people in the Senate where we have no voice whatsoever decide who our judges are, who our prosecutors are, who deals with our judicial system. It is an unfair burden placed on the residents who live here. It is an unfair burden placed on a majority black and brown district by a body that is a majority white. It is not often I get to work directly on a system of racism and trying to tear it down, but that's what I get the privilege to do every day, and I am honored to do it. I am so thrilled about the announcements of these winners. You all will be the voices for our fight. You all be, even if we accomplish statehood, when we accomplish statehood this year, or next year, this fight won't be over, because we will always have to continue to fight for the prominence of the District of Columbia residents, to not be left in the shadows of the Capitol and of the people who work in that building, but to push forth our own culture, our own being. I love coming to this space, to the Secret Garden. I love every band I've ever heard on here. I think, later to announce an award about poetry, and I know better than to try to lay down a rhyme on this stage. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. I'm thrilled to be here. I cannot wait, and I hope that you all will go to dcvote.org and find out what's up next for our next steps to move forward, to finish this fight for statehood and begin the fight for equality for all of DC, because it will be a lifelong fight even once we are the 51st state. Thank you very much.
I literally just got out of jail a couple hours ago, so I'm working on this run of show. You feel me? Right now, we are gonna have some brief remarks from the Lockridge Foundation. That's what they told me. They said we had a community pillar up in here, and they said you better pay some respect. So I'm making sure the Lockridge Foundation gets their time. And so I believe it's Wanda Lockridge. Let's give a round of applause for Wanda Lockridge, please, y'all. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Oh, no, look, I would love for you to hold up the program. Take your time, do your spill. I need some time. I'm
I got you. Good evening, everyone. As they said, my name is Wanda Lockridge. I was not on the program, so this is a little surprise. But whenever I get a mic, I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. But first, I'd like to just say, Philip Pennell, thank you for this. Thank you for just giving the opportunity for the young people to have just the time to the mic to say something, because they have a lot of voice to say, and sometimes we overlook that. So, and to this young man, give him a round of applause. 13 years old, 15, 17, 21, getting a master's degree. That's so awesome. But let me just take a couple of minutes to talk to you about the William O. Lockridge Community Foundation. We have a board member here, Jock Patterson, Barbara Jones, and one of the things that we do is offer educational and financial opportunities for young people in Ward 7 and 8. And so the way we do that, we have one fundraiser a year, and that fundraiser allows us to give scholarship. This year we did $40,000 in scholarships to Ward 8. The other thing we do is an International Ambassadors Program where we take kids, again, from Ward 7 and 8 to travel to Africa. Last year, we were going to Ghana. You know what happened there. We didn't get a chance. But next year, the same young people that were offered that opportunity will be going to Benin, Africa. All expense paid. So they don't have to do anything but show up. And it's an educational opportunity for them because they have to also see that it's something outside of Ward 8. They have to have an opportunity. You can't dream what you don't see. And so this is a wonderful opportunity. Young people in the back, parents in the back, look us up. If you have students that's in college, we have emergency assistance funds where we offer young people, if you have an emergency, you need books, you need transportation back home for whatever reason, look us up, William Lockridge Community Foundation.org. We are here to support our young people in any way that we can. Thank you for this opportunity, Barbara Jones. Barbara Jones, you should be up here. So Dancing with the Scholars is like Dancing with the Stars, right? And it's November 13th. Mark your calendar. November 13th. What's the day? November 13th. So we're raising money. We have 3 students from our Ward 7 and 8 schools. They dance with elected officials, and this year we have Dr. Colleen Reed who's dancing. Raise your hand because she's going to be dancing with a student. We have Jock Patterson who's dancing. We have Ebony here. So all 3 of them, you all can stand up and take your bows now because you're going to be dancing with some young people in the ward. And what's amazing is not only that we have the members of the Council of the District of Columbia who are the judges. It's hilarious. If you have not been to Dancing with the Scholars, please join us on November 13th. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to hearing and the winners of this evening's poetry contest. So, Ty, it's on you. You have the mic back. Philip, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Let's give her a round of applause, y'all. All right, now, and then just moving right along, right, into this schedule, what we're going to do now is we are going to announce the judges tonight. So for those who don't have the full context for what this was, Anacostia Coordinating Council put together a contest that creatively challenge young people to explain why statehood is for us, right? And so they did that in the form of essays. They did that in the form of poetry, from middle school to high school. And so now we're going to announce the judges of the contest that ultimately awarded the winners. All right? So to start off, we have Wendell Felder, who's the chairperson for Ward 7 Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him a moment to come up here and say something really quickly.
Thanks, Ty, my brother. I appreciate you moderating the event. Good evening, everyone. My name is Wendell Felder. I'm the chairperson for the Ward 7 Democrats organization. I just want to say how excited I am to be here in front of you all. Ty did a great job talking about statehood, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a moment to celebrate the young folks, right? I think about when I was their age and when I was in school, and I just was oblivious to the whole statehood conversation. But to see that these young folks have taken time out of their busy schedules in the midst of a pandemic to talk about the importance of statehood really gives me comfort to know that we're in good hands like Allstate. So I'm glad to be a judge, and I'm excited to announce the young folks who talked about statehood. So sorry, Ty, I didn't give you enough time to go to the bathroom, get in and out. My man. Appreciate you, bro. Absolutely.
Let's give a hand for Wendell Felder, y'all. All right, so at this moment right now, what we're going to do is Dr. Carleen Reed here with us? Let's go. Let's give a hand for Dr. Carleen Reed, who is our Ward 8 State Board of Education member. Let's give a claps for her.
Thank you, Ty. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Carleen Reed. I'm your Ward 8 State Board of Education representative. It is, like most of people said, great to be amongst you this evening for something positive. A lot of times, especially this summer and in the COVID times, it's been very challenging with young folks. Some of the stories that have come out, whether it be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to hear that Nia Courtney was murdered, or that we needed to replace principals, or a variety of things that have happened. But it's great to be amongst you all for having read your applications. I know you're doing great things. Keep it up. Stay focused in school. Stay focused on your goals. And I look forward to meeting you as you receive your awards this evening. Thanks.
Awesome, awesome. Next, do we have Ebony Rose Thompson here with us? Let's give a hand for Ebony Rose Thompson. She's our Ward 7 Board of Education member. I need y'all to keep the claps going until she get to the stage, though. It's going to be kind of awkward if she get here silently. There we go.
So what I heard you say was move a little more quickly.
No. Take your time, Mama.
It's okay. Good evening. For those of you I don't know, my name is Ebony Rose Thompson. I have the pleasure of serving on the State Board of Education with Dr. Reed and Representative Patterson, who's our at-large rep. I also, of course, had the pleasure of not only reading applications, but watching the videos, which were awesome. And I won't take too much of your time because I wasn't expecting to say anything. But since I'm up here, not this Saturday, not next Saturday, the following Saturday, August 21st, I'm working with some other people in Ward 7. Wendell Felder, who's the Dems chair, Delia Housel, who's also on our Ward 7 Dems, being some of them, along with our council member. I think East River Family Strengthening Collaborative is working with us, Marshall Heights. We're giving away 1,000 backpacks. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So we're giving away 1,000 backpacks. We also will have vaccines. We will be, and they will be filled with school supplies. So if we don't want to just send you there with an empty bag, that's not what we're doing. We're going back to school strong, okay? We'll have other people there with resources. We have giveaways. We'll be doing raffles. Hopefully somebody can walk away with a laptop or two. So come see us. We'll be at East River Park Shopping Center. If you don't know where that is, let me just tell y'all, it's the Safeway on Minnesota Avenue, okay? Here. Yes, will be at the Safeway on Minnesota Avenue between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. August 21st. So come see me. I'll be there. Hopefully I'll have a State Board t-shirt by then, so you'll be able to recognize me.
All right, y'all. Keeping it going right now, we're going to bring up Troy Presswood, who is the president of the Ward 8 Dems, to the stage. Let's give a round of applause for Troy, y'all. You see, I appreciate you continuing to clap. You heard what I said the first time. Like, I love you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Ward 8 and Ward 7 and D.C. at large. Hey, guys, I'm Troy Presswood. Thank you so much. I'm going to be really, really brief, but I just want to say I really had the incredible honor, just like the folks who came before me, to read and look at these incredible essays from D.C. students. Now, when Wendell said earlier that, when he was their age, he really wasn't thinking so much about D.C. statehood, and that's the same for me as well. But I have to tell you, I am inspired, just overwhelmed by what I read, because not only were the topics, important and they hit the mark, but the topics were also spot on when it comes to what you guys are going through right now and what we're going through right here in the District of Columbia. So will you do me a favor, all of you who are here, will you just give them another round of applause to all of the people who have, all of the young people who filled out the applications, did the homework. And so I am extremely proud to just be here today and to represent Ward 8. And, the final thing I'm going to say is, and this is from someone's essay, and you might remember this. Well, the judges may remember this, and the person whose essay this is, you might remember it. But they spoke to the fact that D.C. sends their sons and daughters off to wars that we cannot fight. We do not vote on, rather. We do not get to declare war, but yet our sons and daughters are out here fighting. We have veterans who have come back from places like Afghanistan and Iraq and Vietnam. At the same time, they don't have full voting rights in the House or in the Senate. That person knows who essay I'm talking about. But all of you, you did a wonderful job, and we can't wait to reward you later on today. Thank you. What? Oh, I was going to say, do I need to stretch? Ward 8 Democrats. Yeah, so listen, if you are at all a Ward, if you live in Ward 8 and you are a Democrat, then guess what? You are a Ward 8 Democrat. So we would love to have you engage with us. Check out our website at ward8dems.com. We have an event coming up on Saturday, August 21st. Right now, we're planning for it to be in person, but we might have to move it virtually just because of what's happening with the rising COVID cases. But just know that that's our next event. Follow us on social, Ward 8 Dems. That's our hashtag. We're on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else you can find us. So please get engaged with us. We would love to have you engaged. By the way, stop by on your way out if you haven't already. Sign up to be on our mailing list or sign up to vote. Perhaps some of you are not registered to vote. We would love to have you come and sign up to vote as well. Barbara, did I get everything? Okay, there's a convention on Saturday, September the 18th, to be determined. Anything else I missed? I got it all in. Thank you, guys. Thank you, brother.
Let's give a hand for Troy Presswood, y'all. And so what I want to make a mention to is that we had Eugene Kinlow, who is the Director of Federal and Regional Affairs, the Executive Office of the Mayor, and we had Oye Owolowo, who is our U.S. representative of the District of Columbia, also as judges. They unfortunately were unable to make it today, duty calls. We wanted to give a shout out to them for being out here in this moment. Next up, I'm going to call up Charles Wilson, Chairman of the D.C. Democratic Party. Let's see. No Charles? Oh, man. All right, so look, it looks like Charles is missing in action as well. But what I want to do right now is just get the kick started, right? Is I want to bring up somebody who is a special friend of mine, Mr. Franklin Garcia, who is our former U.S. Shadow Rep. Everybody give a round of applause to him for his advocacy, a champion for Statehood. I want to bring him up to give him a chance to give his introduction and also to present our first award.
All right, thank you so much, Ty. I'm so proud of you, man, all the work that you're continuing to do. I keep up with you everywhere. Anyways, how is everybody doing tonight? Wonderful, wonderful. Not a correction, Ty, but here, you know, I've been in D.C. since 1981, and things have changed. And, you know, in the brown community, one of the challenges I've had is to make sure that they took time away from the many issues that affects them, i.e. immigration, and have them concentrate on something different, i.e. statehood. And so as I went around the world, literally advocating for D.C. statehood, I tell you, it is true, Ty, that this fight has changed drastically, and I'm so honored to be in it now. But, you know, our congresswoman told me, Ty, that it was just as bad back in the days when the city was predominantly white, too. And so, you know, what we're excited about is that we're making progress. And as Bo said, we're fighting to make this happen. We're not, we're making sure that people don't sit idle. We know that odds are against us in the Senate. It doesn't matter. We're continuing to fight like our life depended on it. We are going to have perhaps one of the biggest marches on statehood coming up on March 28th. That's the date, save the date. It's the date that we celebrate the anniversary of the 1963 March on Washington. We're hoping to have everybody from the entire nation come down to D.C. and hear our plight about D.C. statehood. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I am so proud of the kids today that they're learning early about D.C. statehood, because this is what you do. You get them ready now, and you let them know what it means to have no representation right now, where we have to be dependent on so many other different things because we cannot determine our future because we have no representation in Congress. And remember, statehood is not only about representation in Congress, but that's a discussion for a little later, and hopefully some other people will say it as we go through this process. So thank you again for the opportunity, Ty. Very, very excited to be here. And congratulations to the winners and everybody that participated.
All right, everybody, let's give it up for Frank Garcia, y'all. Next, we're going to bring up my man, Jock Patterson, at-large member of the School Board of Education. Y'all, let's give a round of applause for our champions for education. There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Thank you so much. As he said, I'm Jacques Patterson, the at-large representative on the State Board of Education. And just so you guys know, it was just so awesome to understand just how much the contestants put into their writing and just their thought process into this. And I'm so proud. I've never been just more excited about where we're headed for statehood than I am right now, because I know we are in great, great, great hands. These are individuals who truly understand the issues, and they're going to make sure that it happens. I happen to be a father of a Washingtonian who was born right down at George Washington Hospital, and I'm happy that she will probably be part of a state by the time she graduates from high school. That's what I'm hoping. She's a little girl right now, but I'm hoping that by the time she gets to high school, that she'll be part of a state, and we will have statehood, and she can say that I now live in a state. I was born in a district, but I live in a state now, so I'm very proud of that, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you again for allowing me to come up here. And Ty, am I announcing any winners, or what do you have me do? Okay, there you go.
Let's give it up for Jock Patterson, y'all. And now my last judge announcement, you know, I had to save the best for last. This is the year of black women doing things and you know what I'm saying, doing what they need to do. Look, every year, right? Every year, right? But this is the year. This is the year for me, right? Miss Anise Jenkins. Let's give a round of applause to Miss Anise Jenkins. We're out here talking about D.C. statehood. We cannot talk about D.C. statehood without talking about Miss Anise Jenkins, who has been a champion for the D.C. statehood fight long before I even got here. I've had the honor of being able to serve on some panels with her, just to have some side conversations with her. And like I said, it is a privilege to be in community with somebody who is a living legend. So let's give a round of applause for Miss Anise Jenkins.
I am so honored to be here. I'm with Ty Hobson, who is a brilliant young man. And I know all of you are brilliant because we have these essays who were written by brilliant people. They are brilliant because Stand Up for Democracy, which I represented, is one of the first organizations for DC statehood. Back in 1997, I can claim that we were out there for statehood. We're going to keep fighting, keep nonviolent direct action. We're going to protest. We're going to be out in the streets. We're going to continue to fight for our civil rights. This is a fight for your civil rights. It's a fight for what you are entitled to do. You are entitled to be the 51st state of the United States of America. Now, keep on fighting. The big march will be August 28th, which is the anniversary of Martin Luther King's March on Washington. And you're going to be out there and be out there strong. Be out there, be right, and be out there. Thank you, Ty.
Let's give a round of applause, Miss Anise Jenkins, y'all. That's it. That's it. Free DC. I've been telling Miss Jenkins I'm trying to steal that hat off her every time I see her. Still ain't got it yet, but you know, it's cool. I got my red hat right now. Shout out to the noobs one time. So we're gonna get right into the poetry recital and award presentation. And so for this first award, we have Charlie Cole from Stewart Hobson Middle School in the 8th grade, Award 7 resident, who won for the middle school poetry contest. Is Charlie Cole here with us? And so we're going to have Charlie come up here, and Charlie is going to recite for us, and we're going to have Franklin Garcia with the award presentation. Let's recharge it up, y'all. I don't know if she won't perform with this. Let's go. Let's give it up for Charlie Cole, y'all. It's a shining star. Without further ado, y'all, Charlie.
Okay, hi, I'm Charlie Cole. This is my poem. It's been 200 years and the people of Washington, D.C. need it to become a state. They've been scratching, scrimping, and saving, so just one vote they can make. But what if one vote can make a bigger impact than before? Statehood for D.C. might just open up that door. Did you know that Washington, D.C. wasn't meant to hold one resident? Just president, representatives, and members of the Senate. Without statehood, we're denied representation, from the people serving in the military to the ones in the very house you stay in. The last time new states were added was 1959. They were Alaska and Hawaii, and they were added roughly at the same time. Why shouldn't D.C. be a state? I'm sure that for every reason you can come up with why that we shouldn't, I can come up with 10 reasons why we should. We all know that this step is bold, but a state is a status that Washington, D.C. must hold. Statehood is a release, a way in, a way for our voices to be heard, a way for our vote to be worth what it deserves, and a way for us to represent ourselves. Thank you.
And now, we have Franklin Garcia. Hold on, wait, Charlie. We have something for you.
And it reads, first place, East of the River Youth Voices for Statehood Competition. This certificate is awarded to Charlie Cole. This certificate is awarded to Charlie Cole for masterfully articulating the cause for DC statehood through essay and a spoken word. It serves as a proof of your outstanding application in creativity, art knowledge, and advocacy for DC Statehood, signed August 6, 2021. Congratulations. Let's do a photo. All right, and here's your flag. Yep, absolutely. Here you go, Tom.
Thank you. Let's give Charlie another round of applause, y'all. And so now we're stepping out of middle school. We're stepping into high school poetry. So for high school, I would like to have, like I said, my man, Bo, pull up right here next to the stage. You will be the next presentation. And for this awardee, we have Anaya Gross from the 10th grade in Ward 8. Anaya. Let's go. Let's keep these cheers going. It's all right. Take your time. Oh, yeah. Look, I love the correction. Her name's Onia. Onia. Not Anaya. Say that. Onia. All right. Without further ado, y'all, Onia Gross.
I come from lands overseas, rich in the hues of black and brown. I am a phoenix, birthed from the ashes of chains and fire. I rise battle ready. My words shout brash realities, naked in their power. I represent the throne, the seat in the house of a vibrant economy. I come from a race of persevering upstanders, whose mouths silenced are now forged to a point to break the boundaries to succeed in deserving glory. I am the storm, a force of unstoppable might, prepared to strike down those who stand in my way. I come from the forefathers of history, who rose above the past to shape the future. I am a child of generations.
So we award third place, it says. I'm going to call it the bronze medal and remind everyone that that's the same one Simone Biles got. So this is a big award. Congratulations on your win. There you go. Are we doing a photo or? Hold on, we got to do a picture. I think somebody's doing pictures. I'm not sure. There we go. There's Stuart. All right.
One more time for Ania Gross, y'all. Ania. All right. Moving along. I need Jock Patterson to the stage with me. All right. And right here, we are here to announce Daryl Green of KIPP DC College Prep, rising 10th grade, Ward 8 resident, and also an awardee for the high school poetry competition, y'all. Let's give a round of applause for Daryl Green. And my man put up sharp too, though. Everybody, let's give a round of applause to the outfit selection too for the night.
You know what?
Putting on. So without further ado, y'all, one final round of applause for my man Daryl Green.
Washington, D.C. statehood, the answer is black and white. The argument over Washington, D.C. statehood is something over which many disagree. Yet, the Constitution boldly reads that all men should be free. Freedom comes at a cost, especially for those without a voice. Under taxation, without representative, due to D.C. residents have a fair choice. Let me rephrase that. Under taxation, without representation, do D.C. have a choice over important issues that affect us, like the budget, large scales of emergencies, race, and crime? We are desperately in need of D.C. statehood. I think now is the time to realize that statehood affects more than just powers to be, but also covers food, resources, and education, things that directly affects you and me. A statehood without a voice means that people are not heard. With D.C. formerly known as the Chocolate City, I find it absurd that still in 2021, African Americans are powerless due to say what happens within our city to our lives and heart, mind, body, and soul. The fact no one in Congress has a right to vote with our needs and minds, you can tell me racism don't play a role. Unlike others in Washington, my bad, y'all. I'm sorry. Unlike other in the United States territories, we both pay federal and state taxes. Meanwhile, the poverty gap between the haves and the have-nots in D.C. grows bigger and bigger every day. And sadly, this is a fact. With no one to vote on our issues, Congress, we are often left in a position solely rejected. Ooh. Then we wonder why we are so powerless. Then they wonder why powerlessness erupts in our riots and angers that places and some attacks on. Do all lives in Washington, D.C. really matter? White, brown, yellow, or black? Because I'm having trouble believing with the ways that some politicians act. How is it possible that many of the laws that would uplift us in the city just disappeared through the crack? And that as a person, despite the century struggles, we are still taking it back. The question of D.C. statehood, the answer is black or white. As a resident of D.C., the time is now, and the change is up to us, finally, to make it right. My bad, I'm sorry.
And as I said, the brother is sharp. The brother is sharp, and he really knows what he's speaking on as far as our statehood. One thing I didn't mention is that I also work at KIPP DC, so I'm very proud of him representing KIPP DC the way that he is. I'm the Chief Community Engagement and Growth Officer there, so I'm very proud of you in that instance too. What it says here is that this is second place right here, so I'm gonna go along with Bo and follow in that tradition of the Olympics that's going on. You got this silver medal right here, and very proud of you, all right? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Wait, we're gonna take the, there you go. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, kid.
Another round of applause for Daryl Green, y'all. Daryl Green. All right, y'all. Now, to conclude high school poetry, we have Nevaeh Anthony Boggs from Dunbar High School, who is a Ward 7 resident. Everybody, let's give a round of applause for Nevaeh. She's our first place winner for the high school poetry competition.
Thank you for having me today. I'm Nevaeh Anthony Boggs, and this is my poem. Why statehood? Statehood is important to me. DC is a city, and growing up, that's all I thought it could be. Being a city, we don't have a voice. We are left being disappointed and don't have a choice. Why statehood? Let me show you. We pay more federal taxes than other states do. If we become a state, things will change. More funding, more programs, less violence, less pain. It's time for the government to right this wrong. It's best that I educate you through this poem. The CARES Act, $755 million that our city was denied because you aren't a state, they implied. We don't have the same voting rights as other states do. We do not have a voting member of Congress, which is a mistake too. I hope that I could open your eyes to statehood, District of Columbia, this place that is misunderstood.
And to present your award, we have Ebony Rose Thompson from Ward 7 School Board. So, without further ado.
Thank you. So it's my honor to present this award to you. Just thank you for your words. I think you said more funding, more programs, less violence, less pain.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
I give this to you, Ty?
Oh, did I take a picture already?
Oh,
Did I say take a picture?
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the instructions.
Let's give it up from the Bay, y'all. And that concludes our middle school and our high school poetry. We're going to move right into the middle school essays. All right, so for my middle school essays, who I need right here, right now, I need Dr. Carleen Reed right here to the side of the stage with me. All right. And now for the middle school essays, we are going to announce Lanaya Johnson from Hart Middle School in the 9th grade. Is Lanaya here? I don't think Lanaya is here. Lanaya is in absentia. But I'm still going to have you come up here. Just because, you know, I mean, look, the floral dress was working, y'all. We agree? It was working, right? So we're going to come up here. We're going to get the photo out. We're going to stand here and take a picture in old girl's absence. 1 second. Moving right along for this middle school essay contest. We have our first place winner, Nazaria Smith from Deal Middle School, 8th grade, Ward 7. Ward 7 in the house. There we go. And so for this award, I'd like to have Troy Presswood, if you could, come up here for me. And then Troy, the words are on you as you give her this award.
So it is my honor to present Nazara Smith with the first place East of the River Youth Voices for Statehood competition. Anaya, I had the great honor of reading your essay. I scored it highly, which is why I'm sure you won tonight. Let me just say, we are looking forward to hearing your words now.
Hold on. Hey, y'all. So, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Just read like one of your favorite lines for me, not the whole thing. Yeah, like a paragraph or something.
Okay. So, the fight for statehood reminds me of how African Americans had to fight for voting rights. The fight for statehood is similar to African Americans fighting for voting rights because even though African Americans had the same responsibilities as white people, they were still treated differently because they were black. With statehood, the residents of DC are treated differently because we are not a state. For example, we do not get a say in where our tax money goes. And Washingtonians fight and die in wars. However, we have no representative to take part in the decision to send our children to war. Washingtonians are treated differently because we have been deprived of statehood. Consequently, this ongoing and continued discrimination has caused harm across Washington, D.C. I know this because in the text it says was no secret in Congress in the turn of the 19th century that the residency in the new federal city meant annihilation for thousands of former Marylanders and Virginians. During the floor debate in Congress establishing the District of Columbia, December 18,000, Representative John Smile of Pennsylvania stated, "Not a man in the district would be represented in the government, whereas every man in the contributed of the support of a government ought to be represented in it." This quote shows how unfairly district residents are being treated and how it has been known for 100 years.
Give Give it up one more time, everybody. First place. Naila Smith. There you go. Congratulations. All right.
Mic check. All right, y'all. Moving right along, right along. We're going to go into the high school now. That was middle school essays. That was our middle school essay winners. We're going to go into the high school essay winners. At third place, we have a tie between Isaiah Barnes from the Washington Leadership Academy, 11th grade, Ward 7. And we have Isaac Ingraham, Ballou High School, 9th grade, Ward 8. So, are they here right now in this moment? Okay. And so for this award, what we're going to have is we're not going to do a reading of the essays because that would take too long and we're behind on time. But we're going to have Miss Anise Jenkins, if you could, come up here and present these beautiful young people with these awards. And to have their representatives come up as well to receive these on their behalf. Let's give a round of applause, y'all. Let's act like somebody coming up here for this award. And then I'll just give you somebody a brief second for some remarks. Anise, if you wanted to say something as you're handing out these awards, by all means you can.
Okay, I want to thank you for your powerful words on August 28th, which will be the day of the march. You are comparable to Martin Luther King's speech. And we have a dream of D.C. statehood. It's not a dream. You will make it a reality. Hold on 1 second. We have some remarks real quick before we take this photo.
Okay, I'm here on behalf of Isaac Ingraham. Isaac is a star football player, so he's used to being part of a team. So we need to do the community village approach that we as African Americans have known to do. We need to encourage and uplift him. He asked me to come here to accept the award on his behalf. But right here, this lovely lady is named Goldie Ross. She is director for DC for a program called So What Else that does youth development in Ward 8. Now, I'm her assistant director. We're a little new to youth development in D.C., but we are so proud to be here tonight and to meet with many of the people doing the grassroots work for decades. So please connect with either this woman or I, and please help me uplift this young man. The gist of his essay was that he didn't really care one way or another about D.C. statehood, but when the pandemic hit and he understood the funds that we were denied, the fact that food was brought into our own communities to even help his family and our communities to eat. The fact that he had to get a job taking this food to elderly people's homes to help his family survive. Then it became real to him, and he said that it's funny how things that are unrelated help to pivot your attention to things you should have been paying attention to all the time. So I want this brother to come up here and accept his own award because he earned it. He thought about it. He changed his viewpoint on the issues, and he did it in real time as he saw how people from elderly down to teenagers like him are affected. Isaac, come up here. And I need 2 words. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to thank? Give us something. Come on, thank somebody. Come on. Come on, this is a team approach. We're on the football field. Thank somebody on the team. Isaac.
I think Dr. Patrice and Miss Goldie.
Okay, and he gets third place, which is bronze medal.
All right, bring it in, communities. Yes, we are. Hold that up, brother. Hold it up proud. Yes, toward the camera, sir. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right, I think we're going to pass the mic back to you, brother. Thank you.
Round of applause one more time, y'all. One more time for my man Isaac Ingram. Coming straight out of Blue, doing his thing. And so now we have our bronze medal, our second place. Silver. I'm sorry. You're right. Look. Keep me sharp now. Look, we got the silver. Dejaneer Smith from School Without Walls in the 11th grade, Ward 7. We have Dejaneer Smith in here. All right. Stewart got the agenda. He's going to keep it clapping. Where's the rest of my claps at, y'all? Don't forget. We're celebrating these folks.
Yes, thank you. Hi, good evening. I'm actually the engineer's mom, and he's a male. And he found out today that he won this. He's actually on a Boy Scout trip out in New Mexico. So I told him, go ahead and write something in case, and he said, good evening. I'm very sorry that I could not be here tonight. I am on a long trek with my Boy Scout troop. I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity and platform to voice my opinions on DC statehood. Funnily enough, I am in a heated debate with a North Dakotan troop about DC statehood right now. Not at this exact second, of course. The people of DC deserve so much more of what they're given for how much they put into this country. We should be able to influence policy. The choices the federal government makes affects us too. So why don't we have representation? That's pretty much what he said. Thank you very much as a parent. I'm very thankful for the summer youth program and the DPR for keeping him busy this summer. And similarly, he became very involved on city issues, state issues, all kinds of issues because of the pandemic, but more so because of what was happening last year with Black Lives Matter and all these incidents. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
And so, it's nothing like a mother's love. Look, I'm here. Look, you got me. Just hold on to me if you need me. That's it. I'm here. It's nothing like a mother's love. I know that when I hear her talking as affectionately as she's talking about her son, right, we'll understand that he didn't just grow up. He's being raised, right? And that being raised is translating into what ultimately made him a winner. So congratulations to you all the same. And I present you with this award right here. So we just open it up. Flip it around. There we go.
And I definitely want to say Daddy's here too. Thank you.
Shout out to Dad. Look, shout out to Black families. We love it. We love it. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, y'all, we're getting to the end of this programming now. Getting towards the end of this programming now. We have a final winner to announce, which is the first place winner for the high school essay contest. We have Noah McBride. Noah McBride from Coed Rosemary Hall in the 10th grade, straight out of Ward 7. Pulling up here looking sharp too. Let's give a round of applause for Noah McBride, y'all. And to come up here, we still have Wendell Felder in here with us. Let's go, Wendell. You're going to present this last award, man. Well, like I say, the best for last, man. Without further ado, Noah McBride.
All right, thank you so much for this award. First, I'd like to thank God, my mom over here in the blue, and my cousin Toya in the pink. If you have any businesses that you own, please talk to her. She does some pop-up shops every now and then. Also want to shout out to MBYLI, Marion Barry Youth Leadership Institute. I'm in the Delta level. Shout out to Kimry, Marcus, and Jamal. I don't know where he's at right now. But just shout out to them. I'm also the newly ward representative of Ward 7 and the youth government. So just thank you so much for this award. And DC statehood is so important. Everyone that's spoken already has said so much on it about why it's important. But really, I think part of it, like a large part of it, comes down to it being like a racial issue. So if DC was a state, it would be the first and only black majority state within our government. And so that representation is really important because right now our government is overrepresented by white people, and that's they can't fully represent our interests. If you look at under Trump's presidency, he had a COVID task force filled with white people and his associates, those who cannot speak on the problems of the black and brown communities within D.C. We saw during the pandemic that black and brown communities were affected and impacted heavily by the pandemic. And so just making sure that we have that statehood is truly important to me and to my future children that I hope to live in Ward 7. So again, thank you so much.
I just want to say, man, congratulations. Man, this the next Ward 7 damn chair, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Man, I just want to award you with this first place prize. You done it. Man, you putting the ward on the map, man. Let's get a photo. I'm proud of you, champ. My bad, my bad.
All right, so what I'm going to have is I'm going to have all my awardees. If y'all could come back up to the stage real quick, we want to get a picture of all of y'all to celebrate all of y'all in this moment right now real quick. So if we can, get all of our awardees back to the stage. Let's give it up again for Noah McBride, though, y'all. He was sounding like our next mayor or something. Telling you. Telling you, look, telling you. The future is so bright. You know, just being up here. You know, I still think I can call myself a young person. I turned 26 in June. I still think I'm in that young category, right? I'm there, you know, I'm feeling youthful. And like I said, just to see the younger people that are coming behind us is so inspiring, because what I understand is that I'm not fighting this fight alone, that as I'm forging ahead and as I'm moving along, what I understand is that I have some young, transformative urban leaders behind me that are going to come through and they're going to kick down the doors that I can't. So let's give a round of applause for all of our winners right here, right now. Let's celebrate all of them and all of their greatness. And I'm going to step out the way so y'all can take photos of the real stars. Let's give another round of applause to our winners tonight, y'all. All right, y'all. All right. Phil, hey, Phil. Panel, you good? All right, all right. So, moving right along. Do we have Dylan in the crowd with us today? Do we have Bronx in the crowd with us today? Bronx Cuzzer, 7 years old. Is that our young leader? All right, y'all. So right now, what I need y'all to do is listen first to this important message from our young people, from one of our young leaders, Bronx, who's gonna come up here and is gonna come and talk to you guys about opioid misuse and overuse and the impact on the community. Without further ado, everybody please give a round of applause for Bronx.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to be here today. So I'm going to be talking to you about opioids, and if you can, we all can, and I can. Hi, my name is Bronx. What I'm holding in my hand is a poppy plant. This is where opioids come from. What's really killing people is fentanyl. And fentanyl is a very, very lethal thing. A small portion of it is very, very lethal. As of 2019, nearly 5,000 people died of opioid overdoses. Between 15 through 24. If you want more information, visit teens.drugabuse.gov. Thank you. So what I have in my hand is Narcan. Narcan pushes opioids off the brain receptors. You squeeze it into their nostril, and it'll push them off the brain receptors. I can, you can, we all can, Narcan.
Let's give a round of applause for our young leader who is educating us on the importance of opioids, y'all. Let's give a round of applause. Now, without further ado, I want to bring up somebody who has been very, very integral to putting this together, the executive director of the Anacostia Coordinating Council, Mr. Philip Purnell. Everybody, let's give a warm round of applause for him. Let's go. There we go.
Thank you, Ty. Good evening, everyone. Would the judges please come on the stage, the ones who are here? I know Eugene Kinlow is sick and Oye is at work, but the other judges are here. Please come on the stage. I just want to say that, first and foremost, D.C. statehood is a civil rights issue, and the statehood movement has to take some pages out of the civil rights struggle of African Americans. Dr. King and other civil rights leaders involved young people, even children. We can never forget that in Birmingham, it was the children that faced the fire hoses, the biting dogs, and the mounted police. So here we see our youth are speaking up about being second-class citizens. The Anacostia Coordinating Council received a very small grant. The grant is the D.C. Voting Rights and Statehood Grant to put on this competition. We had over 50 submissions, and I'm kind of bittersweet about this situation because there were students who sent in submissions who don't live in 7 and 8, pleading that their works be at least acknowledged. We even got some 7 and 8 college students who submitted. And I hope, and Wanda, with your help, that these college students who wrote these essays for, on statehood, that we will help to at least pay for their books in the fall semester. And it was a very small grant. So we weren't able, to involve the entire city. But, I hope that we will light a spark this evening that will spread throughout the city to get our young people involved. And by the way, this evening we did hear the poetry winners, and I want you to know that the winning essays will be published in the East of the River newspaper. The fact that so many students actually sent in entries was so encouraging, and we have to keep them encouraged. So this evening, any student who submitted will meet me in in the lobby, and the Anacostia Coordinating Council will give each of you a $50 gift card. But we particularly want to thank the judges. I mean, they took their time to read these, and I know that took up some time, didn't it? Well, look, Noah McBride wrote a 4-page, with footnotes and citations and everything, but the Anacostia Coordinating Council, and where is Lamont and Stewart? Join us on stage here. This is an Anacostia Coordinating Council project. I particularly need you on stage because, I do have my glasses, so I can actually. You can't read? Yeah. This is for the judges. Is this excellence? Okay, is your hand? Well, let me get one that's not here. No, you can hand them out as I'm doing that. Anyway, it says excellence in service, East of the River Youth Voices for Statehood Competition. This certificate is awarded to yes, for serving as a 2021 East of the River Youth Voice Competition judge. Thank you. Oh, no, Jock, remember, that was that situation. Okay, can we please, I just thank them. And, I can again thank these remarkable young people. And let's hope that this is not the last, of this. And you may not be asked to do it again, but hopefully you will know someone that you can say you had such a thrilling time reading all those poems and essays that, you would recommend that they be a judge. Now I'll let my boss, the chair of the board of the Anacostia Coordinating Council, say a few words.
I talked earlier, but thank you all for coming out. It's getting late, and I think our time is almost up here. They're looking at us kind of funny. But I want to thank the judges for being such great judges, and the staff and Phil. And let me just point out Representative Garcia. Where is he? He had to leave, but he has worked with us on this project, and he has given us a generous contribution towards another phase of this project that we're going to do in the fall. So we want to thank him very much. Anything else? No. Oh, she's coming. Sister Bowman. Sister Bowman, she's going to say. All righty, she's going to say something about the vaccine, right? What did you talk about? Okay, great.
Tell them about what you do and what you're going to do. First, tell them who you are. No, she missed you, but okay. Give us some kudos.
Hi, my name is Jamara Bowman. I'm a Norfolk State student. I dance with Hot Ice Dance Line. I'm a travel ambassador for Miss Lockridge Foundation. I'm an ambassador for ACC. I go to school for social work and forensic science and at Norfolk State University. And yeah, I'm going back tomorrow for my second year, 2 more years to go. Okay, first off.
On your break, what have you been doing on your break?
I've been saving lives.
Say it again, they didn't hear you.
Saving lives.
I don't think they heard you.
Saving lives. Okay, so first off, I want to say congratulations to all the legendary youth. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing. Like, y'all are our future, and I want to say that I couldn't be more proud. Like, I just know that we're in good hands. I really want to congratulate you all. Y'all are really amazing. Y'all are our future, and we need y'all. So with that being said, get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Make sure that you get vaccinated, even if you're not of age yet. If you're 12 or older, you can go get vaccinated. You have to, y'all are young. Y'all want to go out. Y'all want to have fun. Y'all want to be able to go back to school and do what y'all do with y'all poems and everything, share with the world. Get back to that. So make sure that you guys get vaccinated and do what you need to do to save you, save your family, save your friends, save DC, and then, you can keep going further from there and continue what you plan on doing. Get vaxxed. Get vaxxed. Thank y'all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm about to say, somebody flick up the Anacostia Coordinating Council, NCO, real quick. Let me stay out of this one. I thought she did. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We are now at the conclusion of the programming part of this. I know we're going to have some more music to kind of follow up. I started off with music. I wanted to end with some music. So all the talking in the middle, y'all could work y'all way through. But it has been an honor to be here in community with the Anacostia Coordinating Council, with all of you beautiful people out here. Like I said, just really, really, really amazing that we're all standing up for statehood, not only folks of my age, but as has been documented here tonight, young people, middle schoolers, high schoolers, standing up and being able to creatively articulate why statehood is for all of us. And so, as I said earlier, I had the privilege of engaging in a direct action today where we actually were advocating for statehood, where we were pushing to make statehood a thing that happens not later, but something that happens right now. And so, I don't know, is Jamal still here? Jamal is gone. Well, look, what I want to do is I want to bring up really quickly before we close and go into this music, my brother Marcus Bachelor. Come up here with me, man. Everybody, let's give Marcus Bachelor a round of applause, y'all. Marcus Bachelor was one of the other 26 people that was arrested with me today in defense of DC statehood, voting rights, and all of that. So I want to give him a quick word before we hop into this music. Without further ado, Ward A song, Marcus Bachelor, y'all.
Thanks, Ty. Let's give Ty a round of applause. Not just for being an excellent MC tonight, but for all the work he's doing on the front lines for all of us, not just here in DC, but our brothers and sisters around the country. I just want to, congratulate all of the winners. I was so excited and so pleased, and it was an honor of a lifetime to represent so many of you on the state board. And I'm glad we still have an excellent representative in Dr. Colleen Reed. Let's give her a round of applause. Ward 8 in the house. Okay, we could do better than that. Ward 8 in the house. But we've got a lot more work to do. We got to realize that these young people are counting on us to win these battles. So I was so excited to join Ty and 24, 25 other people from here in D.C. and around the country to bring attention to this issue. And we are closer than ever before. Can we say closer than ever before? And so that is something that we should be proud of, that we stand, Ty and I stand on the shoulders of folks like Wanda Lockridge and Philip Pinnell and Kimry Hughes, who have been doing this work for years. And because of their sacrifice and because of ours, we're now closer than ever before to winning this battle. So I want to thank the Anacostia Coordinating Council, Philip Pinnell, who has some closing words for us, for putting this together, for uplifting our students, for showing them that their voice matters, just like he did for a young man like me. And so I want to thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Okay, Marcus, you were arrested today? Again, everything. Well, Marcus and I were arrested in the statehood demonstration in front of this White House in 2011, so now 10 years ago and everything. So, well, congratulations, arrestee. Everything. I'm glad that we didn't have to get a bail fund and have a little free Marcus thing. But congratulations, because we may not get statehood this year. I don't, I'm hoping, but you never know. People are playing games, and but this may become a real struggle, and more people hopefully are going to follow your example and be willing to engage in civil disobedience for statehood. And thank you, Ty, for doing this. He had a family emergency, but yet he still came here to MC this. So let's give him another round of applause. And I want to thank you. And by the way, the Go-Go Band's going to play another set, right? And there's plenty of food left. So let's party.
All right, y'all. So we're going to have this music going for y'all in a second. Can all the winners of the competition, before you guys leave out of here, please follow Phil Pennell and meet him inside. So again, all of my winners, before you get out of here, before you leave and run off with your nice awards and certificates, please make sure that you holler at my man Phil Pennell. Thank you.